Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Naveed and this is my website for the assessment 2 of web development. For this assessment, I've decided to code a personal portfolio website as it will be really beneficial in the future. So on the on the right side, I've added all the navigation buttons, which are the home button, the about page, the portfolio page, the contact page, and the awards page. I've also added a minor introduction on the first page and a more about me button which leads to the about me page. On the left side, I've added a picture of myself and a settings icon which when clicked shows the style switcher area, and this allows the user to change the primary color of the website anytime to any of these colors. Set the default color to yellow, so let's go with yellow. So after the home page, there is the about page, which you may lead to from here, or you can just click this button and it will lead to the about page. So I've added a main text and a text background. So the about me is the main text and the resume is the text background. On the right side, I've added blocks of information for the visual appealing aspect. And on the left side, I've added some personal information about myself and a button which when hovered shows this animation and download icon. And upon clicking this, the user can download my CV. The user may also switch the colors for this page also, and same for all the other pages. Let's go with purple. Upon scrolling, it shows my skills, which I've used radials to demonstrate my skills with percentage and the text written below. So 25% JavaScript, 89% HTML, 70% CSS, 66% Python, and so on. Upon further scrolling, I've added a resume section, which includes my job interests and education. So on the left side, I've added all my job interests about the jobs I'm interested to work as. And on the right side, I've added all my educational information along with the year I completed those education or I'm going to complete the education in. So this was the about me page. Next, we'll move on to the portfolio page, which turns yellow as I've said before. Yellow is the default color, so all the pages are yellow, but the user may change according to their desire. The word works is the background text, and my portfolio is the main text. I've added animation, which when the person hovers over anything, the slider will enter the item in that direction. This was done using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. JavaScript played a huge role in this as this animation required JavaScript libraries and JavaScript code. The user may again change the colors. Let's go with red this time. Upon clicking, it displays the information about the project type, the client, the languages used, and the preview. The user may click this and it will redirect them to my YouTube link. And the user can navigate through the portfolio using the navigational buttons, or they may also use the arrow keys to navigate through them. After this, we have the contact page where I've added again a background text, a main text, and a short paragraph on the left side with my email and number displayed. I've also linked my social medias so the user can contact me through whichever social media they're comfortable with. The user can send me messages through email. They must enter their email, and It can enter any message. The message can be of any length. It does not matter if the message is short or long. And then the user can just have to click this button, which also has a hover effect. Upon clicking this, the website notifies them that your message has been sent successfully. And when the user clicks OK, everything disappears back to normal so they can send another message. After this, I have the awards page, which again has background text, main text. Here I've displayed all the certificates and awards I've learned throughout my academic year. And the color may also be switched again for this page. I've added some information, for example, international conference, and the information was certificate earned by attending an international conference held at Pasco University. The year it was earned in was 2023. Again, the user may navigate using these buttons or just the arrow keys. The arrow keys work also. So this was my website. Just to make it clear, this is a responsive website. So whichever device you may be using, it will work. You can set it to iPhone, it will work on iPhone, anything. It works on every single device, tablet, iPad, or laptop, any device at all. You can view my portfolio even if you're on phone, whichever kind of phone you may be on. It is a completely responsive portfolio which works on every single device as long as you have the right link. Again, you can fill this form and send me a message which I will receive in my email. There are my awards. And yes, that's it. And now let's move on to the code. For the main index.html file, the first thing I've done is added a title, linked all my Google fonts, my CSS files, the default yellow color, and all the other colors which the user may choose between. Then I've added a JavaScript file called Modernizer, which checks the user's browser and sees if all the features are enabled or not. Then this code is for the style switchers, which allows the user to change the primary color. And then this is the navigation bar, home button, about, portfolio, contact, words, the navigation for phone. This code is for the navigation bar on phone. And now the main content starts. Here is the text. I've added my image here. And this is the about button which leads to the about me page. And after that, I've linked all my JavaScript files. After that, let's move on to about file, which again has the same beginning, title, Google Fonts, CSS files, skins, modernizer, switcher code, the navigation bar for phone, and then the main content begins. Here's the title, background, and the main title. Then I've created several divs for personal informations. Here I've added the first set of personal information, another div for the second set of informations. Then these are the code for the side boxes of informations. And then this is the code for the radials, which consisted of the percentage and the skill name. After that, and I've created another div with the class called row and a resume box for my job interest. And after that, there's my educational background. The HTML code was pretty basic and very easy, and I've made sure I've added a lot of comments in every single HTML file, CSS file, JavaScript file for the user to understand my code as easily as possible. So no matter who reads my code, it will be very understandable as I've added detailed comments. For the portfolio.html, same thing in the beginning, home, about, portfolio, contact, awards, mobile navigation, main content. Then I've added unordered list, and each list item consists of one of these portfolio projects. I've added their name, and their image, and after that another section for their details. So this figure and figure caption has the detail for the first portfolio item, which was digital storytelling. Likewise, I've added details of all the portfolio items, and after that I've linked my JavaScript file. After that, let's move on to the contact.html, where same thing in the beginning, and after that the main content begins, where I firstly added my information, the paragraph, my social media icons and the links. And after that, I've created a form. And here, as you can see, send underscore email.php. This is a PHP file which enables the user to send me any message. This makes the website responsive, and it emails me whatever the user makes. So after that, let's move on to awards. Same thing in the beginning again. And then there's the main content. Just like portfolio, I've created another grid gallery using div, section, class, and I've added my images. And in the next one, I've used the figure tag to enter the detail of each certificate. And then obviously there are my JavaScript files. And then I'll show you the PHP file. This is the PHP file. This is responsible for sending me the email of anything the user may input in the contact area. So these were the HTML files. Now moving on to CSS. These are the skins, basically the colors: blue, green, magenta, orange. These are online libraries which I just took from online, and these are responsible for switching the colors to whatever the user may choose. Bootstrap.min.css is the minified version of the Bootstrap file library, which I've taken from online, which is responsible for different animations and responsiveness of the website. Then circle.css is again a library I've imported for styling all the circular elements and circular icons. After that, there is revelator.jquery, which is an plugin that I've imported, which basically reveals the whole website. After that, I've added a font library, which was also imported from online. Then there is a preloader, which basically appears when the website is still loading. I'll show you an example. For example, we're at the home page right now, and we want to move to the about page. So while the about page loads, a revelator goes through the screen. So that is called the preloader. Style.css is my main uh, styling file where I've added and styled and cascaded all the elements all by myself with the help of online resources. Basically, I've used my own knowledge, and these are non-libraries. This file does not contain any library. So this was all code written by myself. After that, there's style switcher, which is responsible for the style switcher icon, where the user goes and selects all the colors they want to choose between. And in the CSS, I've added this media tag, which makes the website responsive, so it can be opened in any device. Then there's the font folder where I've added all the fonts I've imported and used. After that, there's an image folder which includes all the images I've used, my image from mobile, the color icons, my project, the navigation buttons, the words as such. After that, we'll move on to JavaScript folder. The first JavaScript file was the bootstrap.js, just like bootstrap.css. This is another Bootstrap library that I've imported from online. It is responsible for the animations and the responsiveness and the elements and functionality of the website. Then there is a grid gallery.js. This is basically responsible for the galleries and the grids that I've created on my portfolio and on my awards page. After that, there is classy.js, which is responsible for all the classes. For example, if the code thinks that I need a specific class, it will create that class or remove any class as necessary. Then there's custom.js. This was written by myself. This includes all the main animations, hovering effects, and functions that were not imported by any library but were in fact coded. This is the main JavaScript file. And after that, revelator.jquery, just like CSS, we have a JavaScript version of Revelator which will stop and play the Revelator as necessary. Then the next library is an images loaded. This is also a library, which is responsible for loading my images smoothly and making the website work without lagging due to high pixelated images. Then there is jQuery.js, which is the minified version of jQuery. And this is also an online library which I've imported. This is responsible for the whole responsiveness concept of the website. Without this, the website will not be playable on phones, tablets, or any other devices other than web desktop. After that, there is jQuery.hover, which is responsible for the responsiveness of the hover effect. So the hover effect will also work in any other device as necessary. After that, this is also a JavaScript library for cascading grid layout. This controls the layout of the grids, which I've used for portfolio and award sections. Modernizer is also an online library which I've imported. It checks the user's browser and the feature it has enabled. It checks if certain features are supported by the browser or not, and disregards the one which are not supported by the web browser. So if the loading animation is not supported by the web browser, it will not function that. After that, there's a JS file named popper.min.js. .min actually means the minified version. So this is the minified version of the popper.js JavaScript library. Again, this was also imported from online resources. It is an online library, open source, which is available everywhere for anyone to use. It is a famous open source library, just like Bootstrap and jQuery, which adds and provides functionality, popovers, drop downs, and any other UI features which are added to the website to make it more accessible, appealing, and interactive. It is used to manipulate and position UI elements. After that, we have preloader.min.js, which commands the preloader to function if the website is taking some time to load and stops the preloader if the website has completely loaded. Then there is styleswitcher.js, which is responsible for the code to switch the style colors and other visual styling. So basically, all the colored icons and all the functions where the color has been changed, this file is responsible for that. So this was my code. I hope you liked it. I've made sure that I've added a lot of comments throughout my codes in every single file. So whoever is reading my code will be able to understand very easily. Going through the website again, the revelator, the home page, style switcher, default color has been yellow, so it will switch back to yellow in the next page. Exactly about me, skills, education, portfolio, effects using JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. The user may navigate using arrow keys or the navigation button. Contact page, the user can send me any message they want me to send and I'll receive it in my email due to the usage of the PHP language. Awards, and back home. So this was my website. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much.